So many people have problems managing their own personal finances, and it's because they've never had any instruction or training on how to do it. We kind of get thrown into it, and some do it well and some don't do it so well. This gives an opportunity for kids to come in here and at least get a taste for learning what making living choices is all about, and living within your means, trying to save money, and a whole spectrum of decisions that families have to make in managing their finances.
Oh, look at the financial mess that we have now with the housing market the way it is, and credit cards at their all-time highs. Kids have to understand, when you get out in the world, you have to have a budget. You have to know how much income you have to know how much you're spending. So this is terribly, terribly important for the youth of America.
I think real life is a shocker. And I think that it's very important for people to understand that there are dollars associated with choices, and we have limitations. We can't just always have what we want. And I think sometimes when kids get out there in the real world, that's kind of the sticker shocker for them.
There's just a number of, unfortunately, negative components to personal finance that are out there today that need to be turned around if, in fact, our children and their children are going to face good economic times in the future. They need to address those issues now.
I do think it's effective because a lot of kids just go day to day without actually realizing how much money or how little money they spend, and this will just prepare kids for the real world of being in the workforce and having to spend money and stuff like that.
I think that even having students know how much it's going to cost to do something, they have to also prepare themselves to get jobs that allow them to live the way they want to live. So if there's no reality from the beginning about how much things cost and what are the basics, because I think kids see what they can buy, but they don't remember you have to turn the lights on, you do have to have a place to live, and cars aren't just given to you. So the earlier you can teach students those basic expectations for taking care of yourself, the better.
Oh, this is definitely going to help me in my future, just budgeting and stuff, like paying for college. I'm going to have to get a car pretty soon, so I think it's going to help a lot.
Finance Park is an awesome program that's all about budgeting. The students learn how to make a budget, follow a budget, and they come to the day and buy things, buy houses or buy cars, and they have to budget it, and they pay their bills, and they have a blast because they don't realize how much it actually costs to be a grown-up, and it's very eye-opening to many of them.
Of course, students have to pass the I-STEP test, but also they have to be motivated to want to do well on the I-STEP test. The reason why they're motivated to do that is they see passing that, graduating from high school, not just getting the diploma, but having those skills that they learn, being truly educated and learning things that are going to be important and used in life, that everything in the Finance Park curriculum is going to be used sometime in life.
I think this is the perfect time to start learning how to budget because we're in high school and we're going to be going off to college, and our parents won't be there in college to tell us, you shouldn't spend money on this, or we need to have a handle on our own money.
I think that having something like Lincoln Finance Park is exactly what the kids need. We test them to death. The kids take a lot of tests, standardized tests, and they're high stakes tests, and they feel that often. This is something that they don't often relate to high stakes tests. They don't see what's in it for them and why they should apply themselves because they're middle school kids, and you can't expect them to really understand the whole big picture. But this they can understand, this they can relate to. They deal with money every day. They want to learn how to earn money, they want to learn how they can get that car, how they can get to college. So this is something that they can really connect to and really see the future of, and so they're more willing, I think, to participate in something like this, and partly because it is something different than what they have every other day in class.
I think that young people face very tough decisions very early in their lives, and if they make a mistake early on, I think it can influence, it can really have adverse consequences for quite a long time. So I think teaching them as early as possible, as soon as they are able to understand the difference between some of the choices and what those choices might mean for them is really important. I think Finance Park comes at a really perfect time in their understanding of, gosh, I'm going to have to make some tough choices after I graduate, and what are they, and how should I be thinking about that? So I think it's hard to start too early with the budgeting, but certainly Finance Park, targeting students in high school age, I think is just perfect.
Well, it's real important for young people to learn about budgeting because they will start building, they'll start saving, they'll start learning how to spend money and how to put money away because it's going to be important for their families later on.
When you'll be old enough to buy a car or a house and get a job, then you'll need to manage your money wisely so you can make good decisions and invest for later decisions like college.
Being somebody that's able to use their resources wisely will benefit anyone no matter what career they go into. There's nothing more relevant than being an adult, paying bills, saving, and doing everything that every adult has to do. Unfortunately, a lot of adults to this day are not doing very well at that. So if we can start young people early with those skills, they're going to be a lot more prepared for the future when they're adults.
I think now more than ever it's really important that students understand financial literacy. Number one, for the economy, the state that we're in, and I see over and over again adults making poor choices with finances and how they come for help and how it's taxing on the entire community. It hurts the resources that are available for a community to grow and prosper when people aren't financially responsible.